I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper. I've been feeling weird, I can't seem to focus good enough. Nothing's really clear, sometimes it could be a little tough. I just need to feel like the end's in sight for me, but let's be really real, anxiety can foggy all this stuff. I've been feeling weird, I can't seem to focus good enough. Nothing's really clear, sometimes it could be a little tough. I just need to feel like the end's in sight for me, but let's be really real, anxiety can foggy all this stuff.
Now to the new CDC report showing flu cases surging nationwide. Health officials estimating about 7.5 million cases. 29 states now reporting either very high or high levels of flu activity. New York State reporting cases in record numbers, many linked to a new variant. And tonight, what that means for the current flu vaccine. Here's ABC's Rhiannon Allen.
Tonight, a sharp rise in flu cases raising alarm among medical experts. In just 1 week, according to CDC data, flu-related illnesses jumping more than 60% from 4.6 million to 7.5 million. Hospitalizations also spiking more than 60% from 49,000 to 81,000, and more than 1,200 deaths have been reported. 29 states now reporting very high or high rates of illness, including New York, which just reported its most ever cases in a week. Some schools closing early for the holiday break due to widespread illness.
We had about an hour where the phone was just ringing off the wall and parents calling kids in sick.
CDC data showing last year's child flu deaths reached their highest level since the 2009 swine flu pandemic. Experts say vaccination rates among kids, down 10% compared to before the pandemic, are partially to blame.
The concern is the amount of patients presenting. That can put strain on the hospital system, limit resources, and treating the complications can become even more difficult.
I'm not even kidding. Did anyone catch on what they said in that video besides, sickness? 2009, there was an epidemic. 2022, there was an epidemic. And now we're coming into 2026 with an epidemic. It's just kind of weird how things are playing out, just like how other years, not being a conspiracy theorist, just whatever, but I'm not even kidding. If we go back on lockdowns, I don't know. I might just move to another country. Not even kidding. I might just sell my citizenship for $250,000 like Trump sells his, right? Can we sell ours? But either way, let's get into it because there's a lot of things happening in the market, and I kind of want to point it out because I told you so. This was probably going to happen. Now, there was one stock that made this push happen, and let's actually go over that really quick because if anybody was following along, I said, hey, either Tesla is probably going to break or Apple or one of these stocks. Well, Tesla jumped the gun and just said, screw you guys. So a lot of this downfall is mostly Tesla rejecting. But here's the thing, guys. I was kind of going over the charts today and talking to people on the Discord. And by the way, if you are struggling with trading or guys, if you want to come in and join the Discord, guys, come join. It's like a big family. The link is in the description. Just click that link and it'll take you right to it. And I'm in there also if you want to talk to me personally or if you need help. If you need help trading, I'm right there. So, but this whole entire slowly drop was mostly Tesla. Now, Tesla is not that very big, but you can kind of see the concept of dropping about 250 points-ish, or about, you could say about 250, 300 points in the market. This was pretty much Tesla. Tesla rejecting made the market go down about 300 points. That's why I tell you guys, knowing your market cap percentages is key to trading. No other YouTuber does this, and honestly, that's why I see this channel growing so fast. It's crazy to see people actually catch on to this. But the biggest thing is understanding how much you need to be fully bearish. Now, not gonna lie, it's still gonna continue, but to get a full-blown drop in the market, you need around 35% of the Mega 7. So 35% of these stocks equaling up. So not all of the indexes. So you don't need like 35% in the S&P 500, 35 in the NAS, 35 in the triple Qs. Really, just in the triple Qs, if you can get around 35% to start favoring and breaking moving averages, you can get a full-blown one or two big red days. Like, not even kidding, like dropping 800 points in the NAS or $25 in the triple Qs. But here's the thing. I do want to go over this, and I'm not really going to go over levels. Well, I'll probably go over levels in the Mega 7, just pay attention. And by the way, if I'm reading these levels, don't buy puts past these levels. That's just gambling. Just go with your moving averages. But let's actually go over the charts really quick, right? So Tesla made that rejection. That's where you're seeing this drop in the triple Qs and the NAS. And honestly, we're hitting the next moving average. Bears are in full control. But one thing I was really going over the charts today is I was starting to just look at the, the 100 moving average on a lot of these indexes. And the last time that we had this was around 585 in the triple Qs, and this was around 24,200 in the NAS. But look how much the moving average has jumped. This is quite a bit, guys. Not even kidding. So around from just right here, you're talking about 650 points. 850, 800, or 585 in the triple Qs, all the way up to around 601. So I was kind of looking over the charts today, and I was just like, man, Tesla really just kind of just made that drop by itself. It just didn't. None of the other Mega 7 have really even started to reject. They're literally on the verge of breaking, just like the NAS. So if you look at the NAS and the triple Qs, they're on the 50 moving average, barely hanging on. And by the way, I called the 50 moving average a lot out on the indexes. So if you shorted up here and got to that 50 moving average, let me a like. That's why you follow the channel. You learn a lot. But here's the thing. I want to show you the charts really quick, and I want you to look at this because it's kind of unique. This is when tops usually break. Now, I'm not saying, oh, we're going to drop to 400 in the triple Qs. No, but I'm just saying we could probably break this moving average in the triple Qs, the 600 in the triple Qs right here, where we did bounce last time. Right here, this was around 885 or 585. Now we're at 601. So like I talk about in the Mega 7, you can kind of see, and honestly, when I was posting videos back here saying, hey, watch out, I was saying the exact same thing. So let's actually kind of pull this back so you can see. So we did drop, so say this was like the drop right here, right? So we had the drop to 585. Did the exact same thing right here. We dropped, hit that that 100 moving average, and then we bounced. We bounced off of that, started trading sideways. But I want you to notice how the 50 moving or the 100 moving average was going up. And then also the moving averages on the shorter time frame, like the 50, 20, and 10, were all clustered together. Guys, I think this is going to be a repeat. Now, I'm not saying a repeat to like dropping $150 in the triple Qs, but honestly, I'm going to show you the Mega 7 charts and look at this. Just this alone. Okay, let's just say from here to here, right? So that's only $15 in the triple Qs. So if you drop about 500 points in the NAS, which is not hard when I show you the charts in the Mega 7, that's going to start pushing down to 555. So be very careful if you're being bullish, because I was talking about, hey, we could probably drop down here, probably bounce and probably hit that 10 moving average and then probably make another rejection. But I was looking at the charts today and I don't think that's going to happen. So let's actually start off with Apple, right? If you look at Apple, oh my gosh, I can't even imagine if you are shorting Apple right now. I imagine this is so toxic. Dude, I don't trade Apple. I hate Apple. It's probably worse than my baby mama. Not even gonna lie. It's that toxic. Look at the moving average. Look, it's just floating on that 10. It's just like, nope. And then it's just sitting on that 50 moving average. The whole Discord today was literally like, Apple, what are you doing? Like it literally just floated on that 50 moving average in the 10. Like how much of a jam can you be? Like what kind of volume is that? Like you gotta be joking me, right? But here's the thing, guys. Apple hasn't even started to break. And Apple's one of the biggest ones, and I talk about all the time, usually Apple comes in and slaps the market. And that's literally what's about to happen. Apple's about to come in the market and literally slap everyone left and right. But I was looking at other charts too. Dude, there's not just Apple. And just to be honest, from like right here to there, just say if it does break this moving average, which it's most likely going to do, you can already see the bears already taking control because the 10 is under the 20 moving average. Guys, from here to here, that's for just alone $25 in the triple Qs. That's how much weight in percentages in market cap from here to there is. $25. We only need a $20, $17 drop in the triple Qs. One stock is about to slap the market. So I was looking at the charts today, and Apple's not even breaking yet. So when Apple does break, you need to be very careful. But let's go over the other charts too, right? AVGO is just as big. It is just sitting there, just being worse than my baby mama. Like, guys, look, that's crazy. But if this does break, which it's going to, that 110 moving average, it is going to start pushing down to that 200 moving average. Now, when I start pointing these stocks out, guys, if a lot of these stocks are going to the 200 moving average, you're really going to see a lot of the indexes start pushing down to their 200 moving average. It's really not that hard to trade. It's really not. If you learn simple moving averages and market cap and understand that the Mega 7 control 51%, 49% of the market, it's really not hard. The whole market moves together. Let's actually go over Google's chart, right? Google And there, it's Google A and C. So this is double. So just double this. Guys, this hasn't even broken. It is literally just sitting on that 20 moving average. Guys, if that starts to push, you're definitely going to see a 296 really soon. Also, let's look at Meta. Dude, this is like the worst toxic drop ever. Look, it's just floating. All the moving averages are close together, and it was fighting for its life today. Guys, if it breaks that 50 moving average, if it drops like, what, $4, $4.50, which is not hard at all. 1% is almost $6 in Meta. But if Apple, just say one of these stocks, like Apple or AVGO or Google, or if Tesla wants to drop more, dude, it's only going to take one of these big stocks to push the whole entire market of the Mega 7 push their past their mega simple moving averages. It's going to be really bloody soon. I have a feeling, and I really don't think we're going to bounce on the triple Qs at 600. I think we might blow right past it. Just pointing that out. But if you do start to break this, there's no supports under Meta at all. You're probably going to see a lower high or a lower low around 560. Let's look at Amazon, right? Sitting on the moving averages, hasn't even started to break. But like I said, look at all the moving averages clustered. If one of these big stocks in the Mega 7 break their moving averages, this is going to force that past all these moving averages, and you're going to hit the 200 moving average of 216. Let's look at NVDA, right? NVDA is just sitting on that 50 moving average, but look right below it. All of the moving averages are clustered together. Guys, it's probably going to break those and start heading down to the 200 moving average. Not really hard to see where the market's about to go. Let's look at AMD. Dude, what is this? Look at AMD just sitting on the 20 moving average. Dude, if you're a scalper, dude, I bet you made a killing, right? Like the past 2 weeks, if you've been scalping, I bet this was like heaven. Like this right here, this is scalper to like, if you're scalping, you need to learn. And by the way, yeah, definitely learn this. If you are a scalper, there is a time for long puts or long calls or day trading or scalping, day trading. Guys, day trading and scalping, your days are probably going to come to a close, because if you're buying calls or anything, just be very careful. You know what I'm saying? Like, you only get so many days to scalp. You shouldn't be rotating. And new traders too, you need to learn that you can't just scalp and day trade every day. There's a certain time to day trade and scalp, and this is usually when it is, when you see stuff like this or like jams like that. But this is hanging on by the 20 moving average. You're probably going to see around a 202. And then also on Microsoft, look at Microsoft barely hanging on, and look how big Microsoft is into the market cap. It is sitting on that 20 moving average. Guys, just Microsoft alone, right, breaks that 20 moving average. Just this to this is enough to crack everyone's moving averages. And Microsoft is huge. Just from here to here, that is around $7 to $8 to $9 to $10 in the triple Qs just alone. So just be very careful. Is there also anything else? Let's actually go over Bitcoin, because I talk about it once in a while. Guys, if you don't understand Bitcoin and the triple Qs move together. So you can kind of see it. Here's the triple Qs, here's Bitcoin. Same thing. You can see how the triple Qs were making that one push to around right here to around 622-ish, and then we started having a rejection. You can see Bitcoin sitting on that 20 moving average. Guys, I want to tell you right now, if you are in crypto or trading small cap coins, because it's the exact same thing, guys, if the market starts to crack that 600 moving average, you're going to start seeing Bitcoin start going into the lower ends of around probably 78,000, 75,000. So be very careful, and send this to one of your buddies too if is new to trading crypto, because not a lot of people know that kind of stuff or that TA. Because honestly, I don't know why other YouTubers don't tell you this, but yeah, I hope you guys are having a good day. And by the way, because I know there's probably a lot of VIX players right now, like just itching for that drop for the VIX to pump. Now, this is one thing I do go over once in the blue moon, because I think it's super important to learn how to trade the VIX. And I've traded the VIX probably, I think, 16 and a half years, 17 years. And I've learned a lot with just simple moving averages with it. I'm going to tell you right now, though, if you are trading the VIX, right, and let's say that you are buying the VIX right here, and it blows past all those moving averages, like right here. So see it push up like this. Now, when you start buying the VIX or buying calls in the VIX and it starts to shoot up, guys, be very careful. Now, if you're trying to short the VIX, this is a good move too. But every time the VIX, like right here, or the VIX right here, breaks that 10 moving average, it just gives out. Just straight gives out. Sometimes you'll bounce on the 20 and then come back up to the 10, but it just straight gives out. Let's go back a little bit farther. I'll show you even more. Let's actually pull it up right here. Yeah, we'll do the big, really big drop back when we drop to 400 triple Qs. You can notice when it breaks that 10 moving average, just boom, and it hits that 20 moving average, and it just sits there and just booms. So just be very careful if you're buying calls in the VIX and you didn't sell because you're like, oh, it's gone to 100. You're like, one of those guys, and it does break that 10 moving average. You're probably going to lose all your money. Just letting you know. But love you guys. Happy New Year. thank you for the support over the years. It's been wonderful. Honestly, I do this for my kids. I don't really do this to get famous. You know, I think, honestly, I know stuff where I think it should be free. They don't teach you this in high school, and I actually understand why now.